The first enemy faction you will encounter in Elden Ring are the followers of Godrick, or the remnants of the Golden Lineage loyalists. The brutal encounter with the Grafted Scion and later the grueling slog against the soldier of Godrick welcome you to the harsh world of Elden Ring. I want to start by giving some background into the Golden Lineage. They are a family line descended from the union between Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, and Queen Marika, the Eternal. The members of the Golden Lineage are characterized by their golden hair. They are native to the Altus Plateau and the royal capital of Leyndell, but after a string of events, they were driven from their home. Aside from Godfrey, there are several other members mentioned in the game. Godwyn, Godfroy, and Godrick are chief among them. There is also Morgoth and Mohg, who are born as Omen, cursed creatures and never recognized as part of the family. It is unlikely that these were all the members of the lineage, as there is no mention of wives, and Godrick is mentioned as being distantly related to Marika, his blood sorely diluted. So, who is this Godrick?
Challenge Godrick the Grafted, Lord of Stormvale, to acquire a great rune. Decrepit he may be, but a demigod he remains, and of course, an inheritor of a great rune.
Godrick the Grafted is the current head of the Golden Lineage, and according to Kenneth Haidt, the last of the Golden Lineage. The other members have seemingly fallen from grace or have died. Godrick is sometimes referenced by another moniker, Godrick the Golden, likely due to him being part of the Golden Lineage. He is described as a feeble man and a coward, yet he yearns to live up to the shadow cast by Godfrey and his ancestors. He also wishes to return to the rightful home of Leyndell at the foot of the Erdtree and restore the honor of his family. There is a common link between Godrick and Godfroy in that they both pursued the art of grafting to increase their strength, and that they both share the same character model. Grafting means that they took parts of other creatures and merged them with their own bodies, fastening them to their bodies. The ornamental sword also tells us after the fall from grace, the dregs of the Golden Lineage sought power and purpose in the past. It is possible that grafting was an old art that resurfaced as they explored ways to become more powerful. As Godfroy was captured by the ancient dragon knight Kristoff, Godrick might have sought out the power of the ancient dragons that we see him utilize in his boss fight as a result of Godfroy's loss, and upon seeing the strength of the ancient dragon cult of the capital. The Golden Lineage has some links to the first defense of Leyndell, as at least one of them, Godfroy, took part in the battle and was imprisoned in the aftermath. A sword monument in the Altus Plateau speaks of a sovereign alliance attacking Leyndell, but the alliance was fragile and broke from within, possibly due to uncertainty about who orchestrated the Night of the Black Knives. I'll speculate more on the first defense of Leyndell and the Shattering War at the end of the video. Sometime later, the Golden Lineage laid siege to the capital again. The banners remaining behind in the Leyndell outskirts match up with the banners on the siege equipment used by Godrick's Lordsworn army. In the cinematic trailer to the game, we see soldiers wearing the same heraldry as the soldiers of Godrick. The sword monument close to the battlefield tells the tale of the second siege of Leyndell, indicating that the battlefield is a remnant from that battle, where Morgoth, under the guise of Margit, defeated countless heroes. It is unclear if Godrick took part in the first siege of Leyndell, but I consider it likely that he took part in the second siege. Godrick was hounded from the capital city of Leyndell, taking many treasures along with him. We know that the walls of Leyndell are said to be unbreached to this day, so it must have happened before the sieges of Leyndell, when Godrick initially was forced out of his home. Kenneth Haidt mentions that Godrick hid himself among the womenfolk to flee the capital of Leyndell, which could have happened when he initially left the city or in the aftermath of one of the battles. Following his escape from Leyndell, he took control over the old castle of Stormvale, and with it asserted controls over the lands of Limgrave and the Weeping Peninsula. During the Shattering, General Radahn's army marched through Limgrave, but Godrick did not face the Redmanes in battle, instead hiding himself in his castle. However, when Melania and her army marched through, also bound for Caelid, Godrick insulted Melania, Blade of Mikola.
I am Melania, Blade of Mikola.
And they clashed in battle. Godrick's forces lost, and he was forced to beg Melania for mercy. As apparent by his appearance in the game, he was granted mercy, and I will speculate a bit on this at the end of the video. Following the Shattering, and with the appearance of the Tarnished, Godrick has started conducting Tarnished hunts. His followers hunt down Tarnished for the purpose of using them as material for grafting. Lingrave seems to be the place where Tarnished arrive back in the Lands Between. The first enemy you face seems to be one of Godrick's grafted scions, waiting in ambush for new Tarnished. Let's talk a bit about the forces of Godrick and the followers of Godrick. They're made up of a varied assortment of warriors. You have the remnants of the Lordsworn army that fought in the Shattering for the Golden Lineage, which consists of a mix of footmen, regulars, and knights. Inside Stormveil Castle, Godrick has amassed an army of exiles and banished knights. Aside from the human warriors, they also field trolls, wolves, dogs, stormhawks, grafted scions, and grafted lions in their forces. The Lordsworn forces bear the heraldry of the Erdtree on a green field and the Beast Regent Sarosh on a red field, as well as heraldry of the hawk insignia of Stormveil. The Lordsworn forces seem to be ruling with an iron fist over Lingrave, fighting demi-humans and other creatures. They are also seen crucifying people for some unknown reason, all about Lingrave. I want to finish this video with some speculation. This speculation is perhaps not very grounded in any data points we have at the moment. Unless you are interested in mad ramblings, you can stop the video here. Now, it's my working theory at the moment that after the defeat at the hands of Melania, Godrick had to join forces with her for the Battle of Aeonia against Radahn. I think that Commander Niall, who you fight in the heart of Aeonia, is one of Godrick's commanders, and that Godrick fled the field sometime during the battle. Commander Niall was clearly fighting alongside Melania's side in the battle, as he is allied with the Cleanrot Knights found outside the boss arena. Possibly Godrick was fearing reprisal and prepared himself inside Stormveil for a siege, as we see from the extensive fortifications manned by exiles and banished knights inside the castle. Of course, the existence of O'Neill in Castle Sol, and them sharing appearance, and the usage of similar troops, is one argument against this theory. The first defense of Leyndell is an interesting event, and it is my current theory that it is the first battle of the War of the Shattering. Those left alive after the Night of the Black Knives did not know who was responsible for the death of Godwyn, and possibly several other demigods. It seems that Marika also shattered the Elden Ring and disappeared shortly afterwards. So the demigods claimed great runes from the shattered Elden Ring, but were left without any real answer as to what was going on. So they sought answers but found none, and found that the defenders of Leyndell would not allow them into the Erdtree or the capital. So they tried to take the city by force, leading to the first defense of Leyndell. Now, much of that is complete conjecture. I only found 2 mentions of the first defense of Leyndell in the Sword Monument and the ancient Dragon Knight Kristoff ashes, when it seems like a very important event. Now, that's it for the speculation I have for this video, but I hope to make follow-up videos about other enemy factions and starting from the ground up and working my way to higher tier higher level concepts in following videos. I hope you stick around for whatever video I make next.